Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into the thrilling mysteries, the incredibly dark lore, and some massive fan theories surrounding if wishes could die. We've got a ton of ground to cover to really figure out what makes this story tick, so let's just get right into it.
So what if every single wish you ever made came with a terrifying price? I mean, really think about that for a second. We all have desires, right? We all have those things we're absolutely convinced would just instantly fix our lives. But in this universe, those desires, they're literally weaponized against the very people who harbor them. The first season wrapped up with these massive unanswered questions, some truly shocking betrayals, and this lingering mystery that honestly left us all desperate for more. It really set up this high-stakes world where absolutely nothing is given freely.
Part 1. The Cost of a Wish. Let's do a quick recap of Season 1. You see, the fundamental lore of this universe is absolute. The curse dictates that every desire demands a sacrifice. Season 1 introduced us to this brutal reality, and it completely flipped that traditional fairy tale concept of wishing right on its head. The characters slowly, and, often painfully, realized that getting everything they wanted didn't actually solve their problems. Instead, it acted like a giant trap, pushing them deeper and deeper into danger. The gratification of the wish is just always overshadowed by the sheer inevitability of the sacrifice.
And look exactly where that trap led us by the finale. Deeply held secrets were brutally exposed, completely stripping away the comfort of those lies the characters had been telling each other all season. Alliances that took literal episodes to build were shattered in an instant, while the true power behind the wishes, that remained totally hidden in the shadows. We definitely didn't get a clean, neatly tied-up resolution. Instead, the story deliberately kept the curtain drawn on the ultimate puppet master, basically opening the door to a mystery way bigger than the initial curse itself.
Part 2. Season 2 Expectations. Let's look at what might happen next. Think about the anticipated shift in the character dynamics. In Season 1, we literally watched trust erode until alliances were completely shattered. But moving forward into a potential Season 2, well, the survival mechanics change entirely. Those surviving characters, who are now essentially enemies, they might be forced to work together. Just imagine the tension. Having to rely on someone who literally betrayed you just to navigate these deadly new rules about making wishes. Every single decision, every little conversation becomes a potential life-or-death situation. And if the story continues, it naturally has to focus on the fallout of those final choices, which brings us to the origin of the wishing mechanic itself. We might actually finally learn where this mysterious power came from. Is it a purely supernatural force operating way beyond human comprehension? Or is someone, or maybe some dark organization, actually controlling it from behind the scenes? Or hey, has this curse existed for centuries, infecting generations long before our current characters ever even stumbled upon it? Figuring out that origin is absolutely the key to understanding how to survive it.
So, the real kicker here is how our survivors might actually bridge the gap between just being victims and finally taking control. One massive theory going around is the introduction of a completely new character, a sort of curse expert. We're talking about someone who already understands the twisted intricacies of the curse and has been fighting it for years. Think about how that shakes up the whole dynamic. This person brings us invaluable knowledge, sure, but in a world where trust is literally lethal, they could easily become either the group's greatest ally or, honestly, their absolute biggest threat.
We also have to expect the emotional weight of the story to grow significantly heavier. To stop the cycle before more lives are destroyed, the required sacrifices are definitely going to escalate. We aren't just talking about physical danger anymore, guys. We're talking about sacrificing deep, lifelong friendships. We're talking about the absolute tragedy of erasing memories, literally losing pieces of your own identity. We're even talking about losing family members. The emotional toll here? It's perfectly designed to push these characters right to their absolute psychological breaking points.
Part 3. The Biggest Unanswered Questions. Let's look at the core mystery.
All right, these are the questions a second season desperately needs to answer for us. Who actually created the wishing curse? Is it even possible for the curse to be broken, or are we looking at an eternal cycle? Was that totally mind-bending ending of Season 1 actually real, or was it just another cruel illusion constructed by the power? Will everyone even survive the next brutal round of wishes? And ultimately, what is the true final cost of getting everything you have ever wanted? These stacked mysteries are exactly why a second season is primed to be way more intense than the first.
Part 4. The Final Verdict. Let's discuss the real-world status of the show.
Okay, I have to pause this for a quick, kind of harsh reality check right here. At the time of this explainer, there has been absolutely no official confirmation of a Season 2 release.
I know it's agonizing. Everything we've covered today, the shifting dynamics, the potential curse expert, the escalating sacrifices, these are all based on the narrative trajectory of that wild ending and some incredibly strong fan theories, not officially confirmed plot details. But if a second season is announced, it is perfectly positioned to take this story in an even darker, much more complex direction. So I want to leave you with this pretty haunting question. Knowing everything you know about the rules of this universe, knowing that the price of desire is just so steeped in sacrifice and pain, would you risk making one final wish if it could cost you absolutely everything? Take a moment and really absorb that. I'd love to hear your own theories and exactly how you'd navigate this curse. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay focused, keep questioning the narrative, and I'll see you next time as we decode another fascinating story.